The United States Secret Service gave me these at a job fair because they wanted me to work there. The CIA was at the same fair and they wanted me too. I turned them both down because they wanted me to stop talking to you, twin. Now, let me show you what the CIA has been up to since I said no. 303 gold bars, 40 million in a man's house in Virginia. Called it work expenses. And the new guy they just put in charge of all of US intelligence, you are not ready for this one. Let's talk about it. So, what it do, man? It's your aunt from the A. And today we got one of the most personal stories I've ever covered on this channel. A former CIA official just got caught with 40 million in gold bars at his house. He was connected to Trump's own Deputy Secretary of Defense, a man who faked his entire military record to get inside. And the person Trump just put in charge of all of US intelligence has a broadcast journalism degree and was running a mortgage company yesterday. Man, I got a personal angle on all of this that nobody else can give you. So let's get into it. Before I get into anything else, I need you to tell you something I've never said publicly on this channel. And I went to a federal job fair, and two agencies were actively recruiting me that day: the U.S. Secret Service and the Central Intelligence Agency. Well, why were they interested? Well, I got a master's degree in accounting and I am a certified fraud examiner, one of the highest credentials you can hold in forensic accounting and fraud investigation. Military veteran, 100% disability, twin. I was built for this. I was exactly what they were looking for. A certified fraud examiner inside an intelligence agency, exactly the kind of person the CIA recruits to follow money, track assets, and catch people stealing from the government. The irony of what I'm about to tell you about David Rush is not lost on me, but I read the fine print on those applications. Social media policy, no YouTube, no streaming, no talking at all. And when you leave, you sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, 13 years of silence. Now, here is how I know that is real and not reading about it. From standing in somebody's backyard through my dog training business, I actually trained a CIA agent's dog. He was recently retired, cool guy, you know what I'm saying? We're out in his backyard working with his dog, and he reminds me about that policy: 13 years of silence when you leave. That's real, because 13 years without y'all, twin? Nah. Now let me be crystal clear. The CIA and the Secret Service did not turn me down. Both agencies wanted me. I turned them down. That was my choice because I was not willing to give up talking to y'all for any job on this planet. I chose you, twin, and I will do it again tomorrow. So now let me tell you about the man who did the CIA job. His name is David Rush. He's a former senior CIA official. He's the director of science and technology. He got top secret clearance. But on May 18th, the FBI showed up at his home in Ashburn, Virginia. All right. And they arrested him. So check this out, guys.
Tonight, David Rush is a former CIA senior official. He's behind bars accused of stealing 303 gold bars from the agency, worth more than $40 million. While the case is being made public now, the FBI arrested David Rush on May 19th and searched his Northern Virginia home.
Look at that. Gilded grift. Grifters. I didn't even put this. Y'all see who it's from, right? It's from Fox News. Gilded Griff. Let's keep going.
In addition to the gold, authorities say they found approximately $2 million in currency and approximately 35 Rolex watches. It's unclear what Rush did
35.
specifically for the CIA, but according to the affidavit, between on or around November 2025 through on or around March 2026, Rush made several requests to the United States government to obtain a significant quantity of foreign currency.
Ooh, did y'all see that? Let's go back just in case y'all didn't see it. Between November 2025 through March 2026. Okay. All right. Y'all got that? Let's keep going.
Of foreign currency and tens of millions of dollars in gold bars for work-related expenses. Rush received the currency and gold bars. Now, the document goes on to allege Rush lied about some of his education while applying for a job with the CIA. Authorities say the deceit goes back to 2009. It's unclear how he was not caught sooner, but we expect more to come out in a trial. In a joint statement, spokespeople for the CIA and FBI tell Fox News on Tuesday, May 19th, is when he was arrested after a CIA internal investigation identified potential violations of the law. CIA Director John Ratcliffe referred the information to the FBI for a law enforcement investigation. The FBI is working closely with our partners at the CIA and DOJ as we continue to investigate this matter fully. A detention hearing to determine whether David Rush can be released pending trial is scheduled for next Friday. Brett?
Okay, cool. It's scheduled for probably this Friday. Golden scheme. The CIA was working with the FBI on this investigation. 303 gold bars, 1 kilogram each, over 2 pounds per bar. That's a lot of weight. All right. About 600 pounds or something like that, right? Yeah. 40 million plus 2 million in cash, 35 luxury watches, right? 660 pounds of gold in a house in the Virginia suburbs. And he called it work expenses, twin. Expensing 40 million in gold bars to the US government like it was a hotel minibar tab, bruh. Now, here's what really gets me as a certified fraud examiner. This man faked his entire resume to get in since 2009. He claimed to be a graduate of the U.S. Air Force Test Pilot School. He claimed to direct an 18 aircraft Joint Army and Navy Weapons Test Organization. But military records show he was never a pilot. He held no FAA licenses. His actual Navy job was information systems technician. He faked everything. He got top secret clearance. Meanwhile, I have a real master's in accounting and a certified fraud examiner certification. The credential literally designed to catch people doing exactly what he did. And I said, nah, because of YouTube. I could have been the one catching this guy, twin. And he has been directly linked to Steven Feinberg. That's Trump's current Deputy Secretary of Defense. They both served on the president's Intelligence Advisory Board. Feinberg was the chairman. Now, you don't get on the president's Intelligence Advisory Board by knowing nobody, right? So I want y'all to follow me, all right? Just stay with me. It's going to make sense in a minute, all right? Now, here's where this story connects to something much bigger, all right? Because Trump said on camera, quote, "We're going to go into Fort Knox to make sure the gold is there." And twin, I don't even need to describe this one. I just want you to watch, all right? Check this out.
To Fort Knox to make sure the gold is there.
Are they going to?
You know that we're going to go into Fort Knox. Do you know about that?
Sir.
How was that bad bump?
Are they going to eliminate more national security positions, civilians there?
We'll see what happens. One of the things we do want to look. I mean, we hope everything's fine with Fort Knox, but we're going to go to Fort Knox, the fabled Fort Knox, to make sure the gold is there.
Where would the president have brought up?
If the gold isn't there, we're going to be very upset.
I bet you are gonna be upset if the goal ain't there. I bet you will be. I bet you gonna. So you're gonna go check it out for us, Trump, right? All right, cool. All right. So the man who gold plates everything he owns said he was going to Fort Knox, the place with $590 billion worth of gold, and then just didn't go. He didn't go in February, didn't go in March, didn't go all the way through 2025. The man who cannot resist anything with gold on it passed on visiting 590 billion worth of it. Now, fast forward to right now, the CIA official, he was caught with 300 plus gold bars. He's connected to Trump's own Pentagon. And this week, right after this story breaks, Trump suddenly wants a Fort Knox audit. I'm not saying anything, twin. I'm just telling you what happened in order with dates. February 2025 says he's going to Fort Knox. He never goes. May 2026, the CIA got caught with 300 gold bars, cabinet connection. Also, May 2026, Trump suddenly wants Fort Knox audited. You're smart, twin. Figure it out. If that visit finally happens, pay very close attention to the count that comes out after. Compare it to the 147.3 million ounces supposedly there right now. Math don't lie. And as a certified fraud examiner, I know exactly what missing assets look like on paper. So now, twin, this is the part that made me have to sit down for a minute, because Trump just appointed a brand new director of national intelligence, the person who oversees all of U.S. intelligence, the CIA, the NSA, the DIA, every single one. He replaced Tulsi Gabbard with Bill Pulte. Now, who is Bill Pulte? All right. He's 38 years old. Grandfather founded the Pulte Group. College degree in broadcast journalism. Was running the Federal Housing Finance Agency, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, until today. He got zero intelligence experience, zero national security background, zero. Now, let me introduce you to Bill Pulte properly, okay? I want y'all to check this out.
Look at this fucking thing. Come on. Partner, daddy. All right, fine. There you fucking have it. The first dildo slap in history live. So, Bill, this says Bill Pulte fucks. All right?
Thank you.
And then if you notice it's got a tramp stamp with a butterfly
I
on
like
the back.
it, only the young.
One ass cheek said, yes, it does say only the young on the back here. Only the young, December 14th.
That looks pretty badass.
Bill Pulte was given a little statue by the man who
That man right there now has access to every classified secret in the United States of America. Meanwhile, Masters of Accounting, certified fraud examiner, military veteran, CIA and Secret Service both wanted me at the same job fair, and I said no because of YouTube. So, and they said I couldn't talk to you, twin. Only in America, man. So, here is what this all comes down to, twin. David Rush allegedly spent years faking his credentials and walking out of the CIA with 40 million in gold bars. Had connections to Trump's deputy secretary of defense. And a certified fraud examiner was standing at a job fair with exactly the right credentials to catch people like him. I chose YouTube instead. And Trump said he was going to count the gold at Fort Knox. Talked about it on a plane, on camera. Never went. Now wants an audit right after the gold bar story breaks. And now the man in charge of making sure none of this ever happens again, just got introduced to you by those clips. An ex FBI agent asks, who else has slipped through the cracks? Twin, I think that's the wrong question. The right question is, who has been watching the people who are supposed to be watching everybody else? Because where I'm standing with my master's in accounting and my certified fraud examiner credential, nobody has. So drop it in the comments, twin. Do you think David Rush was working alone? And knowing he had connections to the Deputy Secretary of Defense, does that change how you see the story? And the Fort Knox question, independent audit, outside of accountants, cameras rolling, yes or no? Because I'm just from the A, master's in accounting, certified fraud examiner, YouTube channel, but I know exactly what 40 million in missing assets look like on paper. So drop it below. I read every comment. So CIA and Secret Service both warned me. I kept the shades and I chose y'all instead. 303 gold bars, 40 million work expenses, cabinet connections. That man now runs all of US intelligence. And Trump, just remember, Fort Knox exists. I'm not saying nothing, twin. Subscribe, hit the bell, from the A, and I'll see you in the next one.